Hello, everyone. Welcome to the X-Tribe webcast. We're in for a very jam-packed show tonight, so let's get right down to it. First of all, congratulations to Arturo Aragon in Miami and for going gold this week, and for Ben Mueller in Westminster, Colorado for going bronze. Congratulations to them. And then a little bit later on, we're going to talk about how you can rank advance by the end of tomorrow night as well. But let me, the announcements for the week, we got some very, very exciting things coming up. First of all, if you have any friends, contacts, associates in Cali, Colombia, Randy Gage is going to be there tomorrow night. He's going to be in Bogota, Colombia on Thursday night. And this coming Saturday, we got a very exciting USA pre-launch in the New York metro area with none other than Kat and Ross Decker hosting, and Ann and David Feinstein as the special guest. That's going to be a great event. We all know that you know someone in the metro New York area, so get them to this event. And all these details on these events you're going to be able to find on Xtribe online, so go look at the event page and get more details. But also next week on Wednesday, you have friends in the metro Orlando, Florida, Central Florida area. We're having an event Wednesday night here in Orlando. The special guest star will be Adrian Ward, who is a 25-year-old superstar out of Lima, Peru. So make sure all your contacts have all the information about Wednesday night. Let me know that they're coming, and we'll get them all signed up. Again, go to xtribeonline.com for more details. But here is the North American Take Your Life Back Tour. We are bringing health, contribution, and financial security to the world. We have Mr. Randy Gage and Eric Cameo and our leader Luca out of Lima, Peru. All these three great leaders are doing a tour throughout the United States. The first stop is going to be Tuesday, April the 12th in Orlando, Wednesday, April the 13th in Miami. So go ahead and get your pencil and paper out because you need to write these dates down. Orlando, Miami, and then Hartford, Connecticut on Thursday, April 14th. Durango, Colorado, Friday, April 15th, San Diego, California on Sunday, April 17th, and again back to JFK, New York metro area on Monday, April 18th. These three great leaders will be touring the United States. Get your team members in front of them, and this is a pre-launch to the actual official launch coming in Orlando on May 13th to the 15th. So this is a very exciting coming into springtime, coming into a perfect time to grow your business. So get your people in front of these leaders at each one of these events. And at this time, I want to talk to you a little bit about, when I first was introduced to Fusion, I knew that the products had to be high quality, high tech, and very good in order for any company to produce, almost 100 million in sales per year. So I was very comfortable in the quality of the products. However, when I met our next speaker, I really got really firm foundation that we're in the right spot at the right time, because she really knows how to describe the ingredients, describe what's going on with these products, and it is my privilege to introduce my friend Julissa from Lima, Peru, who's going to tell us why these products are special and why they can make a huge difference in your business. Julissa?
Thank you, Billy. Okay, well, as we know, consumers are seeking for cheaper. They want to be healthy, but they are also looking for cheaper functional beverages. Not any beverage. They are looking for something that includes extra functional benefits and taken from healthy food. That healthy food, as we know, is called functional foods. And what can we take from those kind of foods are antioxidants, and sometimes different kind of caffeine or thein or proteins or certain kind of fibers. So consumers now are looking for solutions. And why this happen is because some of the reasons is because aging population and the interest of foods that are better for us has boosted demand for some functional products. But as we know, consumers also are looking for prices. So knowing all these things that are happening around the world, what have to be fusion? Fusion provides a competitive advantage. Two of the main competitive advantages, one is the price. We will see later the price we'll compare with other similar in some way products. Two is fusion is always working, developing continuous mixtures for expanding their lines and reduce the impact for this competitive threat. So that means that fusion is not just increasing in one line of health. It gives us diverse kind of lines that makes a different population being more health. Let's see which kind of systems we can find in fusion. We can find a reduction weight system. So we all know that diabetes and overweight is all around the world and it is increasing. Even if you can find light food, you keep watching how the statistics, the percentages are increasing. Two, we can have an anti-aging system, the second line. Three, we can have a mental vigor system. Four, immune system and sport system. We have find very strong lines that makes a diverse kind of solutions for many different necessities that are people around us. Another important thing that makes superior fusion products is that the amount of ingredients that are added in each product are always in an amount that makes the consumer to use the product in with a sustainable consumption, because it's not more than 100% of the RDA. So that makes us the possibility of consume more than one stick. That is very useful because people do not used to drink too much water. And if you want to drink more because you don't like too much, you can repeat the product and it will be healthy because it's not so high in vitamins or minerals. The third benefit is that fusion already changed their minerals. If we compare with other solutions, functional solutions, they keep using inorganic minerals. As we know, inorganic minerals are not well absorbed, and it can happen a fighting between medication and other kind of supplements. We use just organic minerals. And which minerals are organic in fusion? Calcium, magnesium, zinc, iron, and copper. This is very interesting because it makes a very high quality option of functional beverages. A fourth benefit is that in the whole, all the ingredients in fusions are GMO free. We can also find GMO free in maltodextrin, and it's not a synthetic maltodextrin. That means that the bonding between the components of the maltodextrin are not absorbed so it doesn't increase the level of sugar, and we have to say that clearly because that's the main problem with maltodextrin. Another benefit is that its principal actives are present in functional foods. We can find functional foods in berries, in purple corn, spinach, spirulina, chlorella, camu camu, acai berry, tamarind. All those functional foods give us benefits, but it's not so frequently to have it in every country, and it's not we don't have a high access of these foods. So there also is sweetened with stevia. As we know, stevia is a 300% stronger, a very strong sugar, but it doesn't increase the level of glucose. Another important benefit is that it doesn't increase, not just doesn't increase the blood sugar, but it doesn't modify the microbiota. So it doesn't promote weight gain or diabetes. As we know, many illness like metabolic syndrome are all related with lack of balance in the microbiota. That's very important. And I want to tell you more about, I took an example between Beta Energy, another common energy drinks, like for example Red Bull or Monster Energy. And here is a little chart. Maybe you can see it. No, I don't know, but I will read it. About the price. If we see the price, Red Bull it's around $2.6. Monster Energy it's $1.6, and we find one stick of Beta Energy Extra Tea $1. About calories, we can find that 12 ounces of Red Bull is 157 calories. Monster Monster Energy drink has 210 calories in 16 ounces, and we can find in Beta Energy 27 calories. So that means that really it's an interesting solution for people that wants energy, but in the future they are not going to become diabetic. It's the sugar that Red Bull uses is sucralose and glucose. And Monster Energy also use glucose and sucrose. We use stevia, so it's a very healthy energy drink with low calories. About artificial flavors, in Red Bull we find artificial flavors, and Monster Energy also we have benzoic acid, ascorbic acid, sorbic acid. We don't have in Beta Energy. We can do this kind of charts in all our varieties of presentations in function, and we will be sure that we'll find a great advantage between other beverages that they are functional but not so healthy, really, when we watch out the ingredients. Another interesting and the final information I want to tell you, it's about theine. And theine, that as you know, theine is caffeine. So we can find in Red Bull, we find 80 milligrams of caffeine in an 8 ounces presentation. 80 milligrams, and we can find in Monster in the same amount of volume 72 milligrams, but we can find in Beta Energy Extra Tea 25 milligrams. So why we say that it gives us energy if the difference is a very huge difference? The difference is that the amount, the theine in Beta Energy leaves the energy in little by little, so the energy is sustainable, that you feel it. Another important ingredient is taurine. Taurine, we know that we already did the chart, and we find that the daily amount of taurine is between 100 and 500 milligrams. We can find in those energy drinks about 1,000 milligrams, but really in Beta Energy Extra Tea we have 250 milligrams. So we know that the theanine is great for being more active, or more active our brain, or more how do you say in English? Well, be no more smart really, but be awake. No, but what we can find in Beta Energy Extra Tea is a healthy solution that gives us energy in little by little without side effects. And well, we can do the same thing in every stick.
Thank you, Julissa. Thank you very much. It's good to hear your knowledge of all these products. And I know how amazingly humble you are, but I see all these achievements and diplomas behind your desk there. So can you tell the audience a little bit about your educational background in nutrition?
Okay, well, beginning with, I am a licensed nutritionist. I received a master's degree in international nutrition, and a master in and specialized in sport medicine. I've been assisting during all my career in international conference like metabolic syndrome, obesity. I've been in University of San Diego, also studying in a conference, what is functional foods. I always assist in integrative medicine's annual conference. I've been, wait a minute, let me look the translation. So in case this happened, I have another computer in here. Well, I've been exhibiting, how do you say, when you do when you go to the conference, but just to teach, not to learn.
Sure. Well, thank you very much. This is coming somebody with a great background, so you can go out to your customers and your team members and being very proud of the science that's going in behind these products, as well as the reasonable cost and effectiveness of these products. Right now, we want to go to Colorado, and we're going to talk with Paul Devlin, who is building a great team across the United States, and he's going to tell us a little bit about doing a major blast and why doing a very fast start is how his team is rank advancing every single week, and how this is helping him jumpstart his team, and how you can as well. Paul?
Thanks, Billy. Yeah, appreciate the opportunity. It was great to hear from Julitza. And I think it's because of those functional beverages that where we're not out there actually trying to convince people to go out and buy something that they probably wouldn't go out and buy on their own. We're actually just asking them to replace, beverages they're already drinking with something that's less money and better for them. When you think about that, it has mass appeal. There's really nobody out there that you can think of who aren't consuming these kind of beverages. So now, if we're in the business side of Fusion, if we're actually trying to go out and develop an organization, how do we get it started? Last week we talked about the first couple of steps. The first one being that you want to get EF activated by placing an order yourself. That's how you qualify your Fusion business for commissions. Then the second is to become EF qualified, which is when you're going to have one activated team member on your left and one activated team member on your right. And we talked about how you would go about doing that. And basically what that comes down to is a simple invitation. And this is the whole concept of our business, is to have a simple process that first of all you follow, and then that you teach other people to follow. And the process is really, when you get it right down to it, it's a two-step process. And hopefully you can see that there. The process is, number one is invitation, and number two is presentation. So those are, if you can master the process of invitation and then putting people in front of the presentation, you don't have to be the presenter. All you have to do is direct people to the presentation. You can build a business of, there's no limit to how big it can go. So the invitation can be 30 seconds, it can be 60 seconds, it can be 90 seconds long. And it's basically just to provoke their curiosity to get them to the point where they'd want to view the presentation. So think about it this way, the presentation is like, imagine it being a 20-minute show. And your job is just to be the commercial for that show, the 30-second, 60-second, 90-second commercial for the show. That's the process. So now what Billy was talking about is, how do we blast this? How do we go out and build one of these networks quickly right out of the gates? Well, as we said last week, once you're activated and you've got your order placed, you're qualified for commissions, you want to get qualified by having the person on the left and the person on the right, and do that in the first couple of days. You don't necessarily need for your products to arrive and go through all that. Now, what you could do is, when you're first enrolling, if your sponsor has some products they can loan you, great, so you can start taking the products. But the products are really not up for debate. We've got a company that's been in business for 10 years. They've been, since 2009, roughly doubling every year. Last year they did 112 million in annual sales. What that tells us is the market likes these products. So those are, you don't need to wait for the products to come to start building your business, because we're talking about an opportunity here where we've got this solid, stable company that's done all these sales in South America that's now launching the US market from scratch. But it's not like any other startup you might have heard of, where you've got a 90% failure rate is what most startups are facing. This one has got a huge probability of success because they've already proven that they can build. They've already proven it in these South American countries. So what are the presentations? So let's say you master a 30, 60, 90-second invitation where you're talking about the opportunity. Now, you can actually, with an invitation, you can go in two directions. You can invite someone to look at the product line, for sure, just talking about some of the things Julitza was just mentioning, or you can have an invitation that's about the business, the opportunity side of it. And I've always been one that's led with the business side of it, because the way I look at it is, if you think about people, couples are not laying awake at night necessarily worried about what nutritional products they're going to take the next day. What are people worried about? What are they staying awake at night worried about? How they're going to pay off their credit card debt, how they're going to put their kids through college, how they're going to fund their retirement. We know the status of baby boomers, at least across the U.S. market, is that they have not got enough, the vast majority have not got the money they need saved up for retirement. So that's why I tend to lead with the opportunity side of it. But what are some of the options for the presentation side of this? And I'll show you this. I hope you guys can read this. But the first one is just a one-on-one presentation. That's just you communicating to the person you've invited. Now, this would be for somebody that you're comfortable delivering 15 or 20 minutes of information. So this would be you as a presenter, where you're setting an appointment with someone, you're meeting with them, maybe at a coffee shop or at their home, one-on-one. Totally legitimate way to do it. But again, if you're brand new and you're just launching your business, you might want to do the second one, which would make more sense, which is the two-on-one. So this would be, you would meet with the person with your sponsor, or someone in your sponsorship line who can actually deliver the information about Fusion. Okay? So these are the first two. The third way would be, if it's long distance, maybe a three-way call. Using someone in your sponsorship line, the presentation would be, after you do the invitation, the presentation is a three-way call with someone in the sponsorship line. Or you could three-way them into a recording of a presentation that already exists. So the idea here is just to get this person exposed to, maybe it's 15 or 20 minutes of the information about Fusion. We're going to talk about the magnitude of it. We're going to talk about the fact that Randy Gage and our team, the X-Tribe leadership, we're launching this in the United States market from scratch. Right? We're going to talk about those things. We're going to talk about the products, the compensation plan. The fifth way would be to maybe send them through the web to an audio or a video recording of the Fusion information. Okay? So now what we've talked about there is just you actually going with either on your own or with your sponsorship line to the person one-on-one. The next method would be a home meeting, and you've heard Billy talk about these, where now you're gathering groups of people, and that's a really efficient way to expose the information. Whether you're leading with the product side of it or leading with the business side of it, you can get a group of 8 or 10 or 15 people even in your home, invite them into your home, let them watch some of the key videos, maybe let your sponsor call in on Skype. You can project it up on the TV. That's a great way to do it. That's another way to deliver the presentation. And then probably one of the most powerful ways is the seventh way here, if you can see that, is just a hotel meeting. And you heard Billy announcing these, where you can actually, you don't have to live in Orlando, right, Billy? Some people can send people to your event without flying there themselves, and now you'll have people that are professionals at delivering this information about Fusion to your people. So we've got a whole series of events coming up here in the next month leading up to the major event in Orlando. And for those of you that were at our pre-launch meeting, the first part of the pre-launch meeting was an actual overview presentation for brand new people that were in the room. So these are all ways that once you get an invitation that you're comfortable with delivering to people, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, point them to one of these Fusion presentations and move quickly, because you get this opportunity when you first start your business to launch things quickly, to get things moving quickly. You set the tempo and the pace that the people are going to follow. Do that, move quickly, and as the people duplicate that into your organization, the thing just really gets this slingshot effect that multiplies and grows rapidly. So that's how I suggest, that's what we're working on with our team on, is how to launch quickly and get your business going. Billy, back to you. Thanks, buddy.
Perfect, Paul. Thanks so much. And this is, the Fusion USA is so new and so young. But even if you had team members sign up in December and January who really haven't got into the business mode yet, using that fast start planning is really, the time to do that is right now. If you haven't jump started your business, is to do it now and get your contacts all over the country in front of these three amigos that are going to be traveling the USA. So make sure you connect. If you ever want to start your business, right now is the time to launch it using Paul's Fast Start training. We're also going to hear from a dear friend of mine who I've worked with for many, many, many years. We're going up to Pennsylvania and talking with Miss Ann Feinstein, who's going to show some of her techniques of how she supports her team, how she is the leader of her team, and uses some of our team structure in order to get rank advancements and growth in her organization. Miss Ann, are you around?
Well, thank you, Billy. I'm listening to Julissa, I'm listening to Paul, and I'm telling you, the more I hear the excitement of what's going on right now, this really is a moment of very special opportunity. Now, that's kind of been the theme for us in talking with people and talking with our team, with talking with prospects, and certainly talking with the team leaders as we're looking at, as you heard tonight, there's some very special events that are coming up. And when I say events, you know, what Paul was mentioning is so vital to kicking off your business and getting it started correctly. And being able to show people the real credibility of what we have here, having the right products in place, having products that are so easy. I mean, you'll be happy to see this, Julissa. I've got products going all day long. And why? Because of this belief, the high level of belief and excitement, satisfaction, and just the pure enjoyment of using the products and really the benefits. So when we're out there and we're talking to people and we're saying 14 products to launch the United States, guys, that has never been done before. We've never seen a country launch in my 28 years with that kind of support coming from our corporate team, the type of support they've offered us in order to make sure that we have everything that's necessary from the back office, from having the systems in place. And then, of course, you know, the leadership, not only from Peru, and you can see tonight with Julissa, with Eric, and with Luca coming up to support us, Alvaro being together with us. I've been on the phone with many of the corporate executives, having been down there several times. They are so excited by what we're doing here in the United States. So the credibility and the excitement comes from belief and really getting a sense of what Paul has been talking about tonight, what Julissa has been talking about tonight. And the fact is that we have all of this put together in a simple system with tools. So as Paul was talking about the system for getting your business off the ground and doing the major blast, how easy is it to sit there and do a push play? Okay, having tools, and they will get even better, more precise, more exciting. We'll have mobile apps, and in addition to what we already have, we're also going to have replicating websites, so you'll have your own personalized websites, but all that is coming. That's the excitement of a pre-launch. That's the excitement of being part of something as it's coming together. Now you look at, you know, what's going on right now. As you heard, there were all kinds of events that went on last week. There are events that are going on this week. We have New York this weekend. I've been talking to our team, and I said, guys, you will never get back this moment. You'll never get back this moment. It's a moment of special opportunity. Take what you learned tonight in listening to what Paul had to say. Go to the website tonight before you go to bed, xtribeonline.com. Watch Randy Gage's new Getting Started video. If that doesn't turn your energy into pure fire in terms of what we have here in front of us, the excitement, all the different parts, the ingredients, you know, the ingredients of the products, but the ingredients that make a dynamic business. We have the tools, we have the system, we have the training. Now, what we have to do is escalate. We have to take that energy of our small one-on-one presentations, our small group presentations, take them into the events, the local events that are going on in your markets. And if you don't have one going on yet, find one locally or start one. I mean, that's the best way to get yourself going. Start an event, but you have to start with building your own team and getting a group of people in that environment, and then starting events. Then taking that to like the events we have had going on in the last couple of weeks. This weekend, as Billy mentioned, New York, Miami, Cali, all these things that are going on to finish up the month of March. I said, think about this. Where would you like to be? Again, I know that Shai's going to talk about this tomorrow night, but where would you like your business to be? Where would you like your business to be? What rank would you like to be closing out with? And then thinking about how you could take your team and help them to, again, create this ladder of escalation and take them into April, and take a larger group of people with you to these events on this tour, 6 cities across the United States, having 3 top leaders flying in to support you. That's huge, guys. And then we continue that escalation as we come into the May launch event. Like I said, the next 60 days is a moment of extreme opportunity and extreme excitement, because each one of these events are going to give you social proof. It's going to give you training, recognition, is going to give you an opportunity to build your belief, your confidence, and to create even greater momentum that will catapult your business and your future into the next 6 months ahead. Everything you do now is going to make that big of a difference. So with that, Billy, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
That's perfect, Ann. And I know that you and some of the team leaders have been working diligently behind the scenes, getting ready for these apps and these replicating websites. That's going to be 2.0 of this training, but we have worked so hard since December, January, February, and now we're halfway into March to be ready for these events. And this is not the time to procrastinate, and not the time to procrastinate actually starts tonight as well, because my other dear friend, Shai Samuel from San Diego, he's going to tell you how to take the next 26 hours and close out the week strong, how it's important to really blast this out for the next 26 hours to reach the next rank advancement and encourage your team and inspire your team to do the same thing. Shai, are you on the line?
Yes, thank you very much, Billy. I'm so excited. I mean, this call is absolutely amazing. And I love each of the speakers and his point of view to that, you know, and this is why it is so cool. It's absolutely an amazing teamwork. And as we started and I heard those ranks announcements, and I asked myself, what is so special about those people that broke ranks comparing to the others that didn't? And the answer for me is very clear. They had more failures than others. They did more phone calls where they got the answer no. You know, they talked to more people. They sent more presentations than any other one. And for the reason why that you have more no's is the reason why you have more yeses. So it is about a decision. You know, it's about the decision that this is the time you want your business to start moving. You know, it doesn't matter if you started today, if you started a month ago, if you already sponsor some people or you didn't sponsor anyone. You know, it's a matter of decision. If you make a decision that this is the moment that that your journey is gonna change, you know, and you start moving, that is the first step. And then the next step is just having more failures, and more failures is actually by having more actions, you know. So increase the number of people in your list and call more people, you know, get those presentations, either one of those 6, 7 possibilities that Paul was talking about, to more people, you know, share the story more. There's a beautiful question that I heard of, which is very simple, and that question is, how many people was exposed to the products and the business opportunity of yours today? How many people got a product, saw a video, have been to event today, in you and your team, you know? And the answer to that question is not a story, you know. A lot of us have a story, and the story is true or not, it doesn't matter. Because what is a matter is the number. And if the number is 0, that's a number. It's not a good number. You can change it. You can increase that number from now until the next 26 hours. The only thing you need to do is increase that number, okay? Now, if you already have a team, you know, it's not just about you, it's about the effort of the team. So you go on your back office, you look at the rank advance of yourself and of your team, and the amazing thing is go and help people to realize what they need to do in order to advance rank, in order to qualify, you know, to get active and get qualified, as Paul said. And that's easy, you know. That's just, sometimes it's just a fact that people don't realize that. They tend to forget. And this is our job, to help them, to escort them to that level. So, and the last thing is really take advantage of those events, because those events, it doesn't matter where they are. If they are in New York or in Colombia, well, you know people there probably, or maybe, you know, just go to your Facebook and, you know, write my friends in New York, you know, my friends who lives in New York. And you'll be amazed that Facebook will tell you that you have friends there. You didn't know that, okay? So, and go and communicate with them and get them to go to the event. That's a wonderful opportunity. So decide and act, and let's change the future of all of us. And I'm so excited about it. I'll see you here next week. And let's have you opening the call next week for your rank. Thank you.
Thank you, Shai, and everyone on the webcast tonight. Let's do a little homework. This is the time, like I said, do not procrastinate. It's the time to get a little bit out of whack. You know, we sell this system based on 10 to 15 hours a week, but in reality, it's a system based on a season of craziness, a season of getting out of whack and setting aside with your family. Say, look, for the next week, I'm going to have to concentrate on my business so that next year's spring break, we can all go to Walt Disney World, we can all have a huge major vacation. But for right now, I need to sacrifice for my business. This is the time to do it, because you want to get as many people in front of all these speakers as you can for the next 8 to 10 weeks, building up to the Orlando event, May 13th and 15th. The more people you get at that Orlando event, the more money you're going to make throughout the rest of your career with Fusion. So I encourage you, there's probably, I'm just guessing, 50 years of network marketing MLM experience on this webcast tonight. And from all of us, I encourage you to really get out of whack this week and get people in front of those, your contacts and associates. Cali, Bogota, Orlando, Miami, Hartford, Durango, San Diego, JFK, New York. Any of these areas, I need you to post on Facebook that do you know anyone in these areas that need to transform their body or transform their finances, to take control of their life, get their life back. Whatever that is and whatever that looks like to you, if we all did that on Facebook or our social media right here tonight, I think each one of us are going to see some rank advances for next week. So until then, thank you for being on the webcast, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Go get them. Good night.